It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Hope everyone is having a phenomenal day. It's Friday. We have made it to Friday. It's Friday, July 18th. Wow, I am so happy it's Friday. Are you guys feeling Friday vibes? Friday, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the show. So happy to be here with you guys. It's a gorgeous day here in Los Angeles. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you guys are. I hope you are enjoying your weekend, your summer weekend. Do you have any fun plans for the weekend? Are you spending it with your family? Are you spending it with your friends? Are you going out and partying? Are you going out and just, are you reading any books? Are you doing any summer cleaning? What are you doing? Are you fighting Blake Lively? I mean, what are we doing? I want to know. You guys are already asking me about my outfit. Oh my God, you think it's a shirt? It's not. It's even better than a shirt. It's a full one piece, but it's better than that. It's like it's a tie thing that you can create all different shapes. I'll show you. I'll stand up. Don't worry. I'll give you guys a whole outfit check in just a second. My necklaces are all tangled. They're tangled just like my brain. You guys, are you ready to sprinkler today? This is what my plan is for this weekend. I'll tell you. My plan this weekend is to read some book. I'm going to read, okay? If I don't finish a book this weekend, I'm pissed. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to finish a book. I'm going to organize one closet in my house. I'm going to lay in my pool with a drink in hand. I don't care where. I don't care when. I will find a time. I'm going on an amazing date night tomorrow night with Lance. We already have a reservation planned. Okay. I am going to attack Blake Lively in my brain. I have a whole plan. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to do so much. Follow along on Instagram. All of that and more. But before I do any of that, I want to spend an hour with you guys because we've got to talk about Blake Lively's new colossal mistake. Colossal, massive mistake. You guys have seen Pretty Woman, right? Huge, big mistake. Huge. Yep. Big mistake. Huge. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some fallout from Coldplay affair. You guys, the best thing about having a public account and a video that went massively viral on TikTok talking about it is that I got so much tea in my DMs. So many of you guys know those two people. I'll tell you all about it. We'll talk about Real Houses of OC and Gretchen coming back just a little bit. And Spencer Pratt versus Gavin Newsom. It is a feud that it is shocking that a politician who I can't stand would attack a man whose home burned down in a fire. Just get ready. You're going to die over this story. And then Brody Jenner got married. I mean, it's a Hills reunion, basically. We'll get into all of that. Don't you worry. All of that and more. Everyone, get your arms out. It's time. It's time to do some sprinkler on It's Your Daily Dose of Donna. Do you guys, my fellow Jews and fellow Jew lovers, will get this. So there's a restaurant here in LA, Sherman Oaks area, called Oy Bar, O-Y. And when you think of Oy, you know that saying, Oy vey? Okay. Well, this is a funny little side story. So Oy vey is like your typical Jewish, Yiddish, Oy vey. You know, that's like a thing. It's a bar. If you come here to LA and you're in like the Valley area, you'll know it. You'll have gone there. It's like a cute, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a elevated dive bar with really good food. Actually, the owner and the head chef, I believe he's the head chef and the owner, used to be a writer on, was it Reba type shows? So I know, or no, his wife was a writer on Reba. That's how I knew him. I can't remember exactly what he used to do. I think he used to be a writer as well. But the actual location used to be called Oyster House. And it was a dive bar that had phenomenal oysters. I know it seems like something you should never have. Great oysters at a dive bar in the valley of Los Angeles, like that's not something you should ever do. But it did have great oysters. And believe it or not, Lance and I went out there on our first date. We went to the Oyster House on our first date where I fell in love years and years ago in 2008. But Oybar just announced that in the back of Oybar, which is a restaurant, and they have a bar and everything, they're opening up an actual bar attached to Oybar, and it's just going to be called Vey, Vey. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever heard? So you can go to Oybar for dinner and then just end the night at Vey. I was like, that is the cutest. So if you're out in LA, go to Oybar for dinner and Vey for a drink. Love it. Okay, let's move on. And by the way, these are both like 2 blocks, 3 blocks away from Jax's. So if you're in that area, just go to Oybar. Don't go to Jax's. That's just a personal recommendation. I think you'll enjoy your meal a lot more. Okay, we will move on. We have so much to talk about. Oh, my outfit. You guys are all asking. So let me try to, number one, the company is Balia Wear, Baliawear. I'll link it for my newsletter this week. My newsletter is Daily Dose Pod. One of my mods can put it in the link and I'll put it up on the screen. dailydosepod.com/newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. We send out a newsletter every week with some really fun things on it. And I'll find this on their website and I'll link it. I'm not a sponsor or anything, but it's really, really freaking cute and you can mess with it. So I'm going to stand up and show you and I'm really hoping that nothing comes out. Hold on. So you tie it. Oh gosh, hold on. So you tie it. It's pants. Isn't that so cute? But it can also be a skirt and you can wear a shirt. It's all about how you tie. It's one big fabric. How cute is that? And they have a bunch of different fabrics. I mean, it takes a while to understand how you do it. I had to watch a few YouTube videos, but I loved it. Okay, thank you so much. Copper Mountain says, love your newsletter. Need all your outfits in there. Well, I'll start to I put my shoe link in there that I wore on Lauren and Zach's episode that so many of you guys wanted. So I will definitely get you in there. I'll start putting all the links in there. Okay. Next, let's get into, oh my God, Meat Popsicle is so right. You just have to take it all off to use the bathroom. I didn't even think about that. Wait, I'm sure there's a way, actually, now that I think about it. There's like some slits. I don't want to show you. Now, I want to remain safe on YouTube. I don't want to be an NSFW. So I'm gonna practice later and I'll just keep you guys updated, okay? Okay, so let's move on to the stories. We've got a lot to talk about today. We got to start with the biggest one. And that is Blake Lively. So Blake Lively is I'm just going to say it. She's just not being smart. She's not being smart at all. She is going after more content creators. We had a feeling more were coming because of that hearing that we heard earlier this week. We called in where Judge Lyman, where basically he was kissing the toes of Blake Lively's side. And she said, we have sent out 60 subpoenas. We didn't know what that meant, but right now, 20 more subpoenas have been sent out to ex-creators. But according to this ex-creator Spiritual Shift, who talked about it online, she said, I didn't recognize a lot of the creators' names. I know I didn't get one. No one that I know other than Spiritual Shift and Leanne, who's been on my show. She's an attorney out of the UK. She has gotten one as well. What the hell is happening here? I am on X every day. I'm chronically online. You guys know this. I am online from morning till night. I have never seen anything like this. The amount of crazy shit talking I've seen about every single person in the world, including politicians, world leaders, celebrities, athletes, even content creators, TikTokers, talk about the abuse that TikTokers are getting, like including the woman who sadly lost her 3-year-old to a drowning incident. People get abused constantly online. It is insane to think that this woman thinks she is above anyone else who gets badly spoken about online, that she has the right to go out there and ask for people's personal financial information to dive deep into them. Now, I've said this from the beginning. I strongly believe that she needs to go. Oh yeah, Leanne and Spiritual Shift are both attorneys. Thank you, Laura. Yes, they both are. And I agree. It's absolutely insane that they go after attorneys. I mean, they shouldn't go after anyone, but for real, that's crazy. But also, you have to I understand the need to go after Wayfarer. I understand the need to go after the agency group and the need to go after Jed Wallace. Those things make sense to me. Or Jen Abel, the defendants in the case. Makes sense to me. Subpoena all of them. Go through all of their records, go through all of their financials and all of their statements and all of their communications and all of their emails and all. That makes sense to me. It's invasive, but it makes sense. But to go individually to the potential people that received those communications in their delusional brains is so inappropriate. It's so inappropriate. And it's fishing, it's throwing spaghetti at the wall, but not actually Golden, who is the attorney on TikTok, who has been covering this case in a very, in my opinion, unbiased way, because she straight up says when Lively has won and when Justin has won different things. She covered it this morning, and I really think this is an important one to show you guys on TikTok because I really like her framing. Why do I think that this is a good one? Because to know that she is 7 months into it and actually just now doing this is very indicative of where she actually is. When I say she, I mean Blake and her legal team, where they actually are in their fight. Okay. So let me just show you her TikTok. I don't know if you can speed up TikToks on a desktop. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Does anyone? Let's see up here. Quality captions, auto scroll. I don't think you can. All right, we'll just watch it. It's not that long, but it's important. So you guys check it out and listen to it. This is an attorney's take on that new X subpoenas.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but X that I have deleted because it was so bad has done a better job of advising content creators about subpoenas than Google. This is from an X account called the Spiritual something. I'm sorry, Spiritual Shift. I don't know who that is. I don't know whether they're reliable or not, but this was cited by Court of Random Opinion, and they are usually very reliable. So it looks like it could be legitimate. I don't have the PDF that's attached there of the actual subpoena. I'm going to try to get it and see what it says. But it looks like Lively is now subpoenaing or had already subpoenaed people over on X, and they're just now getting notice. A couple of things. Up there it says they received it on July 3rd. And of course, it's terrible that they're just now getting it. That's a real problem. But the fact that they received it on July 3rd, that's right around the same time that the YouTube subpoenas went out. And I had been thinking in the back of my head, like, I wonder if part of the reason they were going after these certain people is because maybe when they took Jed Wallace's deposition, he said, oh, I worked on the blankety blank campaign, and they were able to go back and trace those people to that campaign. But Jed Wallace wasn't deposed until July 9th. So these can't be from that, I don't think, unless there's some other discovery of his, but I sincerely doubt it. So once again, it appears that the only way they are choosing these people is because they say bad shit about Blake Lively and her husband. And that's a real First Amendment problem for me.
So she says, basically, first of all, she says there's absolutely no indication of where they are coming up with these people's information. We're not having, they're not sharing at all a correlation of why people like Spiritual Shift, Leanne, Lauren from Court of Random Opinion, Ken's, the astrology with Jessica or Jenica or whatever her name is. Why are these people even coming up to them? So they're just literally throwing out subpoenas without showing any basis other than they talk negatively about Blake Lively. And she's saying from a free speech angle, this is scary.
But X did a better job. They're like, first of all, we haven't turned anything over. That's good to know. You know, like it's sort of like when your kid's school calls and you go, hello, and they go, first of all, everything's fine, right? Like you need that. Please know that we may be obligated to produce basic subscriber information. We want to let you know that. That's very helpful. And then they actually give you organizations that you can contact. I was thinking about the ACLU yesterday. Now, obviously, they're very tied up at the moment, but I wonder what level this would have to reach before some kind of speech organization or something like that would get involved. But at least they give you more information on X than they did on Google.
I would rather
I continue to think that if these people are being chosen simply because they have said negative things about Lively on the internet, that is a First Amendment problem. I am empathetic to a degree with her lawyer's attempt, like how do you prove a untraceable smear campaign? But I don't think finding out, you know, how many times a week Spiritual Shift goes to Kohl's by getting her bank information is going to get you there. You know, I think ultimately the judge is going to have to weigh the interests here. I will say, you know, I agree wholly with Molly and Chris per usual that from a PR standpoint, this is an absolute fucking disaster. They better be real glad about the Coldplay couple right about now, which yes, I have thoughts about. As an employment lawyer, I do. But what I will say from a legal standpoint is I've basically already made all the arguments that I think are relevant here. But if they're looking for this silver bullet, that means they don't have one. This is, you know, even if they're like, we're going to look at all of these and we're going to draw a line between the two, that means that 7 months into this litigation, they still don't have evidence. And remember, they're still asking for the same information on Friedman's law office side, which they are challenging. So it's being challenged from both directions. The fact that they're asking for it from both directions tells me that 7 months into this litigation, they still haven't found anything.
There you go.
This continues to concern me. Maybe TikTok is next. I mean, they've already done a couple of people who are on TikTok, but those people are also on other platforms. It's not okay. It's really not. You have to at least articulate a basis other than people exercising their rights to engage in public discussion of a high-profile public matter to get their personal, private information.
All right. So that's number one. It made me feel really good seeing that because as an attorney, she kind of knows the behind the scenes here. They don't have anything because you start to question yourself as a Justin supporter here. You start to question yourself, like, what if there is a smear campaign? They don't have anything. They are grasping. But let's talk about Ken's, who is here right now. I don't have a personal relationship with Ken's. Nice to meet you, Ken's. I don't have a personal relationship with Ken's. I just started following Ken's, who I believe is existing to thrive on TikTok. Ken's is you have a YouTube here. Just let me know in the comments, Ken's, what your YouTube's name is so that I can tell everyone how to follow you. So Ken's is not monetized on YouTube and was subpoenaed here on YouTube. Do you understand this? She's not monetized on YouTube and was subpoenaed on YouTube as being part of a smear campaign, a paid smear campaign by Justin. She's saying, thanks for the shout out. I have no clue why Blake dragged me into this. I am not monetized on YouTube. And I've stated numerous times, I have no contact with Justin's team or paid by anyone for content. Let's just like talk about this for a second. Blake Lively is putting women like Ken's, a content creator who just for fun and probably on the side trying to monetize, because content creation is a monetary side hustle. It does make money for people. And you know what? You should make content for money, because why not? There's no shame in making content for money. No one should feel ashamed for doing that. No one should feel bad about saying that they do that. I created a video yesterday about the Coldplay couple that hit 3.5 million views yesterday. You think I feel guilty about that? No one should shame anyone for creating content. It's an actual job. We're allowed to make content. No one should feel bad about that. No one's telling me you are creating a smear campaign about Andy Byron at the Coldplay concert. No, it's 2025, 2024, 2023. You're allowed to create content about public figures, or guess what? Even private figures who show up at a Coldplay concert and go viral. This is how life works. Now, Ken's, I just want to make sure. Here we go. My YouTube is existing to thrive. Guys, I want you to recognize this. I had 2 subscribers. She says 2 subscribers when I got the email from Google. 2. Wait, I honestly just want to cry thinking about this. I actually seriously this is where my injustice red flag goes up, because it's so upsetting to me. 2 subscribers? I thought you had more than that. I thought you had like 300. Can I ask you a question? Like, did you even have viral videos on TikTok? How did they even find her? This is so upsetting to me, you guys. Think about, you know why this should upset us? If you were here for the Free Karen Reed movement, if you were here for any of this injustice bullshit, it's not the same. We don't have a murder victim. We don't have a cover up of a murder, but it's all in the same vein of elite and corruption. And that's what I feel like it is. It's the powerful taking down the people that don't have a voice. And the only reason that I believe Karen Reed was able to get as far as she was because of the Turtle Boys and because of the people that just didn't stop. And this is going to be what a lot of our conversation is about when we talk about Spencer Pratt and Gavin Newsom later, because you got to keep shouting and you got to keep talking when everyone out there is telling you to stop talking and trying to shame you into being quiet and trying to scare you into being quiet, because they're trying to pull your rights away from you. They're trying to financially, mute you. They're trying to, like I saw earlier on Ashley Brianna Eve, on sweet Ashley Brianna Eve, they're trying to literally mute and remove the audio on her only talking reels. It's just her voice. There's no audio on it. There's no songs. And they've removed her voice from her reels. It's just her talking about Justin and Blake. They did that also to Not Actually Golden on TikTok when she was talking about Van Zam. It's so wrong and it's not okay. Thank you, VB, for the super chat, but I actually think we do something for Ken's. I want to do something for Ken's. So Ken's, how do we do some sort of like a fundraiser for you? Because I don't want people like Ken's who don't monetize to not be able to make money. So that's what we need to do. She doesn't monetize, so I don't know if she can get super chats. This is what we got to do, is we got to make money for the people that don't have the ability to make money. And I know there's creators out there, I don't want to name any names, but you can probably figure it out, who are making a gang of money on YouTube with their videos going viral every day and are putting out their Venmos. But no, we got to help out the smaller creators who really, really need money right now to help and protect themselves against this bully. She's a bully. She's a disgusting bully who's literally silencing women as she's walking around with her nasty ass attitude, saying that she's a voice of the people and a voice of the women. And Ashley, actually, speaking of, had a great post this morning, where she spoke about it specifically. And she said, I'll show you guys. This is what she said. The audio track on your reel is no longer available. This is her post. And she said they're taking out her voices on the reels where she's talking about it, multiple of them. And then she had a picture. Now I can't find the picture. I wonder where it is. But it's the one, it was a picture of basically her saying that Blake Lively is the voice of all the women. Now I can't find it, of course. I have to find it. I don't know. That was my picture that I got from Reddit. But how Blake Lively is the voice of all women. She stood there at Seth Meyers' show. Remember, she was sitting there. I am the voice of all women. No, you're not. You're the voice of only women that support you. You're not the voice of all women. It's so upsetting. So let's figure something out. And Ken's is at 802 subscribers right now. Doesn't she need 1,000 to get super chats? Yes. So if every single person, I have 828 people watching right now, and there's going to be thousands of people that watch this by the end of the day. So if every single person that watches this episode right now goes over to Existing to Thrive and just hit subscribe. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't do anything to you. You just have to hit subscribe, and then you have to watch her videos, because you have to get 1,000 subscribers, and she has to hit a certain amount of hours watched. So just make sure you do that, and then just keep posting Existing to Thrive, Ken's. Just keep posting, and then we'll get you monetized as soon as possible. That's the goal, but we'll also keep working on something for you. That's what I want to do. Okay, 4,000 hours of public watching. It's a lot. But if you just go live, Ken's, this is the move. Go live every day and it will work for you. Okay. Okay, good. Yay. Maybe she can get to 1,000 by the end of today's show. Let's see if she can. We'll keep talking about it. Okay, let's keep going and mention a few other things. Is there any other updates about Blake other than she sucks? She sucks. While we're talking about Existing to Thrive, I'll put up her link one more time. I'll try to find it really fast. Someone just posted it here. While it's up there, I'm going to just share a sponsor for this week. This message is sponsored by Greenlight. So you guys remember summertime as a kid? Everyone, get yourself into that brain. The freedom of nature, opportunities born from boredom, rites of passage like riding a bike, setting up a lemonade stand, and even learning to earn and manage a buck. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach your kids real-world money skills that they will use forever. Okay, I am so excited about Greenlight. Greenlight came to me and said, we want to sponsor your show. And I'm like, well, this is perfect, because I use Greenlight for my kids. Greenlight is the easiest, most convenient way for parents to raise financially smart kids and families to navigate life together. So my kids, you don't give your kids allowance anymore in cash. I know. I mean, you can. We do have like an actual piggy bank. It doesn't look like a piggy bank. It's like a fake ATM machine in their rooms, but they don't want cash. They want a card or an app, especially if they have phones. Like my 12-year-old who's almost 13, he wants something that he can go tap, and Greenlight is the way to do it. And that way I don't actually have to go to the bank and get cash. So I basically set them up on Greenlight, where if they get their chores done, I get a notification every Sunday saying, Did Oliver complete his chores? Did Dylan complete his chores? And I can say yes or no, or I can pause the allowance if they don't listen to me that week. It's amazing. They get natural allowance. It's like auto allowance. And maybe that's why millions of parents trust and kids love learning about money on Greenlight, the #1 family finance and safety app. So I honestly really do like Greenlight because parents can send money to their kids and keep an eye on how much. Oh yeah, you get notifications on exactly how much they're spending and saving. Plus there's a chores feature, like I said, where you can set up a one-time or recurring chores. They also have games there, like money confidence and skills in a way that you can do it in more like a game and a lesson. And I just love it. I think it's a really, really smart way. It comes with a debit card so that you can also go to the mall. Oliver that doesn't have a phone, he can go and use a debit card. So don't wait to teach your kids real world money skills. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/daily dose. That's greenlight.com/daily dose to get started. Greenlight.com/daily dose. Yay, you guys are killing it. She has 888 subscribers already. We're almost there. So we have about 100 more subscribers until she gets to 1,000. Keep going. I feel like I'm Dick Clark or something. What was the fundraisers? Remember, like the online fundraisers? So just keep going to 1,000. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Make sure that you keep it going. All right, let's keep talking. Oh, let's go into this Coldplay drama really fast because I love the updates. Number one, everyone kept DMing me yesterday. I can't believe the Coldplay's reaction to getting caught, his statement. But here's the thing. Oh, look how sweet. Kenny became a member. Christina became a member. I love that. You guys are awesome. Here's the thing about the Coldplay's statement. It was fake. This fake statement, if Andy Byron's day yesterday, he's the CEO that got caught and then dove under the table. If his statement wasn't bad, I mean, if his getting caught wasn't bad enough, then someone released a fake statement about him. And all of a sudden, his life, it was so bad. It was so bad. And the statement was so bad because he said, like, you're supposed to be allowed to have some private time. And he mentioned a Coldplay lyric and everyone was DMing me saying, like, could this guy be a bigger douche canoe? But it was a fake statement. And there's also so many fake things going around, like this picture of this gorgeous woman, gorgeous, with these 3 kids around a dinner table. And everyone's saying that that's his actual wife and their kids. And how could he leave that life for this woman? That's not his wife and his kids. So there's all this fake stuff going around. And AI, honestly, or just the internet is so scary because people believe everything. People believe everything. However, I did find her real husband. I did find the woman's real husband because of a DM. I got DMs from you guys, and so many of you guys sent me exactly who her real husband is. So her real husband that she cheated on is a millionaire, a billionaire. Did you guys know this? I'll say allegedly just so I don't get sued. But according to a DM that you guys sent me, her actual husband that she cheated on, this is the woman's CPO, the chief people officer. Her husband is a rum guy. His name is Michael. I could be saying it wrong. Something, is it Andrew Cabot? Yeah, Andrew Cabot from Privateer Rum. So if you like rum, this could be your guy. Billionaire. This is the man she left or she cheated on. Okay. Billionaire, sixth generation billionaire from a rum business called Privateer Rum. Found a YouTube of him talking. Doesn't seem like the nicest guy. I'm just going to be honest. Okay. Doesn't seem like the nicest guy. Had a moment. Then I didn't find out a lot about Andy Byron's wife, but did I get some DMs? Holy shnikes. Now, I did find out a lot on TMZ about the people that, let me see. Let me try to find the actual article for you guys about the person that sent the, what? What are these ads? Go away, TMZ ads. About the person that sent in the actual video. I'll try to find it. Well, oh yeah, here he is saying it wasn't me behind the statement. Of course, poor guy. He was like, I swear it wasn't me. I don't really feel bad for him, to be honest. I really don't. I really don't. But I will tell you, some of the DMs that I got were very telling. This guy, not such a good guy, which is the worst because it's the worst for him because now everyone is coming out of the closet and they're trying to throw him under the bus. This is how it works. You try to throw someone that you don't like, if they get caught in a public scandal like this, you try to throw them under the bus because now you feel like you have all this like ammunition to throw them under the bus because they get caught like in a bad way. So someone said, of course, it's all anonymous, that that he is a board member repeatedly places him in top roles. Many women have either sued or have been paid to stay quiet at previous companies. He's ruined at least 2 companies to cover up his failures. He plants fake candidates for interviews with his subordinates to uncover loyalty. I also got another message from someone who has reported directly under him for years. And this person says he happens to be really smart and an incredible salesperson, maybe the best I've ever seen, knows how to operate a high octane sales culture, but is always at the expense, morale, and public shaming. He is brutal. Like, basically says that he would speak publicly about firing people like he was making a cup of coffee, like no big deal. Treated people like shit. Basically, this person said if there's any executive that deserves to have this happen to him, it's him. It's not like he's some good human being that's getting the bare brunt of the shtick. Of the stick, sorry, not the shtick. Look at me. I'm Yiddish. I'm not Yiddish. They said he's a maniac. It's extra enjoyable for me to see how much the public likes this. Isn't that crazy? Karma, karma, karma. And I'm sure that she, the woman that is cheating on her husband as well, is probably not some hugely liked person either. I guarantee it, actually. So everyone in the offices are probably so happy about that. Okay, let's move on to our next story. I want to do another little shout out to another sponsor this week, and that's Graza Olive Oil, because it's that time of the year. Whether you're grilling on the deck or let me just pull up that Graza. Whether you're grilling on the deck or chilling at the beach, Graza is your one and only summertime never blended single origin olive oil, because there's 3 different kinds. You got Frizzle for your grill with a smoke point of 490 degrees. Frizzle is perfect for grilling, frying, or crisping. Sizzle, which is an everyday cooking oil for roasting, marinating, and sauteing, or Drizzle, which is perfect for your salads, bread, or classic potato salad. It comes from a single origin of olive varietal from one region, no mysterious blends, and a super fun squeeze and spray bottle. So you can use it all over in the kitchen. You can use it at the grill. I actually really love Graza. Graza, honestly, I truly use it every day. I can even show you in my kitchen later on Instagram, but you guys can get 10% off your first order on Graza's site. Get the trio. That's the 3 squeezy bottles, Sizzle, Frizzle, and Drizzle. Head to graza.co and use code DANA, that's DANA, to get 10% off the trio, which includes Sizzle, Frizzle, and Drizzle, and get to cooking your next chef quality meal. Make sure you try it. They're vibrant, bright, grassy, punchy, and aromatic. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Does anyone have an update on how many people have subscribed to Ken's at Existing to Thrive on YouTube? Anyone? Someone go check it out. Okay, let's go on to our next story. Spencer Pratt versus Gavin Newsom. Look, I'm not going to get into a political firestorm here because it's not really even about politics necessarily, although I have my feelings about Gavin Newsom for a long time. We're at 913 for existing to thrive, you guys. That means we have 87. Math genius here. 87 more until she gets to 1,000. You guys keep working it. Keep working the phones, guys. Keep working the phones. Keep working them. Okay. So Spencer Pratt, love him or hate him, I personally like him. Not always. He annoyed the crap out of me back in the hills. He played the villain, right? But in the more recent years, and especially after the fires, I truly have fallen, my heart has fallen for him in terms of I've really opened up my heart to him because nothing ever will beat a man who does anything to work hard for his family in times of need. When I saw firsthand what was going on in those fires, you guys, a lot of you were with me during that time because it was kind of like right at the precipice of the Blake and Justin drama, right? It was literally the strong. Okay, so what happened? It was the lawsuit started on December 21st. Blake Lively released the CRD complaint on December 21st. So a lot of you guys found me when Justin Baldoni released his lawsuit on New Year's Eve. Didn't he say he was going to sue the New York Times on New Year's Eve? I feel like I'm getting the dates like around that time right. Then in the beginning of January, I can't remember dates exactly. Well, January 7th exactly was the date of the fire, the Palisades fire. And I'll never forget it. If you follow me here, you remember it. I was documenting it day by day by day on TikTok. It was incredibly, incredibly awful, awful, awful. And it was it was horrible to be here in Los Angeles, but I wasn't even really in the line of fire until it started to get much closer, until we started to have, in my opinion, arson attacks here in Los Angeles, the Hollywood Hills. I believe that they were man-made set fires. Actually, I believe that they ended up finding out that they were set fires here in the Hollywood Hills one. The Palisades one was the first one. It was incredibly windy that day. It was incredibly hot. I'm sorry, incredibly dry. It was really, really scary times. And the fire exploded. It just, right? And the first day, the next day or that night, I remember seeing like Spencer Pratt on TMZ saying like, we're losing our house. He was the only person that was documenting it firsthand as a public figure going through the motions. And so I started watching his content. I truly felt so connected to him in those early days. And I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. He was showing up day in and day out, literally on no sleep on TikTok, trying to literally make money because, hey, newsflash, you make money posting content. It's actually a great, great gig for those people who that's their job. You make a lot of money posting content if it gets a lot of views. And so you start to make money, and he realized this is how I can support my family. I've just lost everything. And remember, Spencer Pratt didn't just lose his own home with his wife and his sons, everything that he had worked hard for, all of his material possessions, which he talked about a lot when he was on podcasts, that he had worked his whole life and bought so many things. He bought so many pieces of clothing and jackets and shoes and all his crystals and all his things that he just lost. But his parents, he grew up in the Palisades. He's born and raised there. And his parents, whose home was 150 years old, poof, gone. So he also lost his childhood home and he lost his parents' home in one fell swoop. I couldn't imagine what a horrible experience this is. And his story is just one of thousands of people. And of course, the Palisades fire is just one fire out of The other fire, the Eaton fire, which is an entirely horrible, another story, which is another fire which had, predominantly even lower income homes. So it was just such a horrible time. And remember, if you guys were around, I did a whole fundraiser. We did a whole thing at my husband's studio. I was very involved in that. I was very passionate about raising money. It was so horrible, very, very sad. But since that fire, he has really started to speak up because he is like not falling in line with the rest of what the politicians are saying, which is just like, sit down, shut up, and listen to us. We're going to figure it out. Because here we are. It's July 18th today. It's been 7 months, right? 6 or 7 months since January 7th. Someone help me with that. And you guys, I just drove by a few weeks ago and there's nothing there. In fact, it's not even cleared. There's still burnt buildings everywhere. It is so horrible. It doesn't look in any way ready to be rebuilt, even close. And then not only that, CJ brings it up here. The insult to injury was they started going around house to house and giving people fines, saying if you don't clean up your home, like all the wood and all the debris, we're going to start fining you these homes. Now, I am not there to understand like what the policies are and whatever, but they weren't helping anyone remove the brush. And from what I remember, months and months ago, when Karen Bass, who I think is doing a horrendous job with the fire, and Gavin Newsom, who's done a horrendous job with the fire, they sit there and they pretend like they're handling it, but ask anyone who lost their home in the fire, no one feels like they're handling it well. I don't think, name one person that feels like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom have handled the fires well. I don't think anyone has. So they are not handling it well at all. They didn't prevent it well. They are not handling it well. And now, from what I know, Gavin Newsom is saying that they're going to start bringing in these crazy big multifamily housing, low income housing, if I can remember it properly, exactly what he promised he wasn't going to do on that land. He said that they weren't going to clean, that they weren't going to, once they started to clean all the debris, they weren't going to start like taking the land and building up multifamily housing on it. They promised it. And now they're doing it. You guys, it's crazy. So as Spencer and the rest of the Palisades, they're so fed up. And I follow a lot of people that live in the Palisades and they're so angry and they're so sad and they're so upset. And Spencer's the only one that has like somewhat of a public platform that is screaming from the rooftops. So I am so incredibly grateful for someone like Spencer who's not scared. He's not scared and he's screaming back at these politicians. Yeah, a lot of you guys agree. It was their plan from the beginning. Who knows? Who knows what their plan is? But it's really, really bad. Newsom is mad because Spencer is saying the quiet part out loud. Read the legislation. They want the land. Exactly. So the worst part about this is, and don't get me started on Gavin Newsom in general. I despise him. I live in California. I've been here all my life. Lived in Los Angeles since 1981, born and raised. Los Angeles is a piece of shit compared to where it used to be. That could be for a different variety of reasons. They say that New York City has gone through ups and downs through the years with crime and homelessness and whatever. And like I said, I don't know. I don't care if you're left or right. It's all about what I see in the city. I mean, I just know that I don't remember having homeless people and, crime the way that it has been in the last few years. It's really, really bad. It's really bad compared to where it used to be. And I just don't think that they've done a very good job at it. And I'll just never forget Gavin Newsom drinking wine mask free at the French Laundry while we were getting, when I say we were Californians were getting arrested for paddleboarding without a mask. And I was getting yelled at on the streets for taking Dylan out riding a scooter on my street without a mask. but literally yelled at by neighbors. You put a mask on. And Gavin Newsom was sitting drinking wine in a restaurant. So I'll never look at him the same for that. That's just how I feel about that. Okay. It's not about sides, it's about government overreaching. But exactly. So Newsom is an interesting person. He's a politician through and through. And I've called out both sides on this too, because I have another podcast, Just You and Me. Trust me, watch that podcast this week where I talk about the Epstein files and my thoughts on Trump too. So trust me, I talk about it all. But I will also say that if you guys want to think about Gavin Newsom as a person, this is what he decides to do. Spencer Pratt is not scared. Spencer Pratt will keep on going, as he should. And this is what he decides to say. He decides to fight back against all of these ridiculous things. And he says, I'm going to share it with you guys. Share screen. He says, he talks about the bill, right? He talks about all the bills here. The people's voice cannot be silenced about the Pacific Palisades. And then he says, this is Governor Newsom says this. It doesn't have a date, but it says 1 day ago. This is when Spencer posts it. It's Governor Newsom's official Twitter X account says this. This bill was not proposed by the governor. It was introduced by a legislator with backing from a county supervisor. It's still pending in the legislature. The claim that the governor wants to bulldoze fire victims' neighborhoods and replace them with affordable housing is absurd, offensive, and flat out false. The governor is focused on helping families rebuild, and it's shameful how C-list reality TV stars and anonymous Twitter accounts continue to spread misinformation that fuels fear in this economy. In this community. F him. How dare he talk about one of his constituents who lost his house and his parents' house in the fire, and he calls him a C-list reality star. He's treating him the way he treats like his opponents. It's so wrong. How disrespected would you feel if you were Spencer? Just because he's sharing his voice. So Spencer says calling a concerned resident who lost his home to the Palisades fire C-list for demanding answers, that's not leadership. That's shameful. Newsom, you let the state park burn down, and it burned down my home, my parents' home, and my whole community. I'll continue to speak up for my hometown, and I'll see you in court. I freaking love this. I love this every second about it. And then this other senator, Henry Stern, California, who I don't even know who this person is, but I guess he's one of our senators, is posting also on his story saying, I thought all this time Spencer Pratt was Mr. Reliable. And he's posting an article from 2010 from realityt.com, and he's trolling him. And Spencer says, never in my life did I expect a democratically elected senator, Senator Henry Stern, to personally attack one of his own constituents and spread vile misinformation about me based on a tabloid story from 2010. I wonder if he's familiar with defamation laws. Let me set the record straight. The article he's referencing is filled with lies, from claiming my wife fired me as her manager to implying I threatened a female producer on the Hills with violence. And it's so on. It goes on and on. Why 15 years later would an elected senator resurrect this completely fabricated story? The answer seems clear. I dare to ask questions about the mass buy-up of fire-impacted lands by a state government that continues to fail fire victims. Instead of addressing legitimate concerns, they're punishing me and publicly attacking me for simply asking questions. The full truth about this incident will be detailed in my upcoming book. But for now, ask yourself, what kind of public servant responds to policy questions with personal attacks based on ancient tabloid gossip? And of course, Brody, my little crush, Brody, says, shame on Henry Stern for this. What is happening? Who are these people? These are like the people that you want to represent. It's awful. Awful. I would be sick to my stomach if I was Spencer. You're like, talk about victims. He really truly is a victim. He's lost everything. And these are the people that are representing him. It's so upset. It's so upsetting. Did I show you guys a video of when I was driving through the Palisades? I was just there. I'll show you guys. I was just there with Lance. We went with the kids too. We just went down to the beach, and I wanted to drive by the Palisades because I haven't been there since the fires. And I was like, I kind of wanted to see it because there's not going to be any sound, but I kind of wanted to see it because like I haven't been there and I feel like sad about it, but I was just kind of interested. So check this out. This is just driving on Sunset. You guys probably can't hear it. Tell me if you guys can hear this. So Sunset, when you round the corner, is when you start to see the damage. This was an entire house that was burned down. And then when you round the corner is when you start to see all of Palisades. This was filled with houses. And then all of a sudden you notice it's just empty. Empty. It was filled with gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful homes. It's devastating, you guys, to see in person. Devastating. There's nothing there. This is like one of the nicest parts of Los Angeles. We couldn't believe it. We seriously could not believe it. I mean, it seriously feels like you're in a desert town. And this is how he's talking to a victim of this fire. F you. Look, and this one house survived. Next to the fire department. And then you'll see right now, you'll start coming into the main area of the town. And look, you'll start to see this one big building that survived, which is like the big shopping center, is the one building that this big shopping center coming up is the building that Rick Caruso owns. The big shopping center that Rick Caruso owns, which is the other mayor that lost to Karen Bass. Because remember, he had his own fire department come in. Look across the street. It's devastating. Houses upon houses upon houses upon buildings. So this is what we're talking about there. And he's going to talk to his constituents this way. I mean, it's shocking. It's just, look at this. It's like a movie set. Isn't that crazy? It's so sad. Anyway, I'm on Spencer's side, and I hope someone's documenting this because he's the voice of the people. Here, I'll show you just one more little video for Spencer, just because I'm supporting Spencer and Ken's. This episode is shout out to Spencer and Existing to Thrive. By the way, how many does is Existing to Thrive have now? We need Existing to Thrive to hit 1,000 by the end of this episode. Does anyone know? Someone give me an Existing to Thrive check. I'm going to show you guys 954. Come on, she needs 44 more subscribers. Please go and subscribe to Existing to Thrive. She needs to monetize her account. She needs 44 more subscribers. Come on, subscribe. Let me just show you one more video, a little bit of Spencer, and then we'll move on to another story. Oh, whoops.
Liam Dillon claims that none of what I said online is actually in SB 549, accuses me of promoting a conspiracy theory. Really? Let's take a closer look at the actual bill text. Something Dillon clearly didn't do. SB 549 allows LA County to purchase lots at a fair price for land banking with first look sale options provided to returning residents. Here's what's missing. No definition of fair price. Who decides what that is? No clarity on first look sale options. Who qualifies? Returning residents or developers aligned with the county's redevelopment goals? Meanwhile, Dillon writes that posts have preyed on fears of neighborhood change, mistrust of government authorities, and prejudice against low-income housing to assert the wildfires were set intentionally to raise the Palisades and replace the community with affordable housing. Boom, screenshots. Too hard to even believe when I say it. He really said that right there. Okay, yeah. But here's what the bill actually says. LA County may facilitate reconstruction of lost housing stock, including by promotion of senior serving housing and replacement of affordable housing lost in the fires. No limits, no guardrails. How much affordable housing can be built? Where? Who decides? Of course, I'm supportive of seniors like my own parents whose house burned down, having the ability to return to the Palisades. But I'm also concerned about higher density. With the population we had, the evacuation was a mess. Families were abandoning their cars, running next to flames with their kids. Bottom line, I'm not pushing a conspiracy theory. I'm helping my neighbors understand the real implications of this proposed law. Asking questions about vague policy is not fear-mongering. Wanting transparency isn't preying on fear. Communities that lost everything deserve a seat at the table, not to be shamed for asking how and by whom the rebuild will be handled. That's it. Let the people most affected be part of the decisions. I got the Palisades' back. I got Altadena's back. And I don't care if you call me a C-list reality star, Mr. Newsom. That's a compliment. In today's...
I love his fight. I'm so excited for him, and I just want people to keep sharing his stuff. And I know that the news is not going to probably share it because they're scared of Newsom, and they're legacy media is scared to ever show any dissenting things. So, but YouTube is where it's at, you guys. By the way, Blake Lively is not subpoenaing TMZ. She's not subpoenaing legacy media. She's subpoenaing the creators because we're the only ones that actually have a voice. Think about it. After the Karen Reed trial, you didn't see those attorneys going over to, CBS. YouTube is where it's at. So keep sharing, keep talking, keep creating. She only needs 29 more subscribers. So I'm staying on this show until Ken's gets to 1,000. So we'll keep talking. Let's talk Real Housewives of OC. Yeah? I find it boring as all. Guys, we have a problem. I want to watch Real Housewives of the Palisades fighting back for their community. I'm bored beyond belief. Real Housewives is killing me. Help me get it. Oh my God, my boob almost fell out. Help me get into Real Housewives. I can't. I think I've graduated. I'm too smart. I'm too smart for Real Housewives. I don't want to watch it. Thank you. Billy, you're agreeing with me. Okay, it's not just me, right? It's just, you said this to the bloggers, and you said this to the bloggers, and I don't like that you said this to the... what? Who cares? We have bigger fish to fry. People are dying, Kim. That's how I feel about it. Donna, keep your boobs in your shirt. Maybe I won't. Have you liked my video yet? If you don't like this video, I will pull my boobs out. Or maybe if you do like this video, I'll pull my boobs out. How about that? Oh, Zach just said ex-patriarch said I doxed him. How? Ex-patriarch said I doxed him. This is the best. Oh my God, I can't with that. Okay, I want to fast forward OC. Next topic, ladies. That's kind of how I do too. I'm struggling. Maybe I'll do a whole TV episode another day. Okay, how about we talk about something else? How about we talk about, oh, I have a great thing that we can talk about. I know what I'm going to show you. Free Karen Reed, people, we have a new story that we need to talk about. Are you ready? Are you ready? Aaron Spencer. Aaron Spencer needs our help. Are you ready? Before I talk about Aaron Spencer, I need to know what you guys where we are with Ken's, and then I'll get into Aaron Spencer, and I'll share with you guys a reel that was shared with me yesterday, and this is a crazy story that we're going to start digging into. Are you ready? Okay. Hold on. I'm going to find the reel, and I'm going to share it with you. Amber Bowden Vance. Hold on. Because I wasn't planning on it, so I just want to make sure that I have it. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. 982, you guys. She has 18 left. All right, you ready? Aaron Spencer in Arkansas. This is a man that needs our help, and we're on it. Melanie Little already covered it yesterday. I'm going to try to get Turtle Boy to start talking about it. We'll see if he can or if he cares. This is it. You guys ready? Watch this story.
In my home state of Arkansas that desperately needs more eyes. This is the case of Aaron Spencer. A little after 1 a.m. on October 8th, 2024 in Cabot, Arkansas, 36-year-old Aaron Spencer woke up to the sound of his daughter's dog barking. He got up to investigate and quickly realized that his 14-year-old daughter was not in her bed. The Lonoke County Sheriff's Office received the call reporting a missing juvenile at 1:12 a.m. Aaron's wife, Heather, waited for the police while Aaron jumped in his truck to go look for their child. And a bit miraculously, in my opinion, he actually passed the truck where he saw his daughter sitting in the front seat. And driving that vehicle was 67-year-old Michael Fossler, the creepy old man who just the summer before had been arrested for stalking and essaying this girl. Well, Aaron whipped that truck around and chased them, which actually took them back past their house. And Heather was outside and she watched, horrified and screaming, as Fossler's white Ford F-150 flew past, followed quickly by her husband. Aaron tried to force the truck to stop, but Fossler would not. He ran. Aaron saw him turn on Highway 286 East, heading in the direction of Fossler's home, and he did the only thing left to do to stop them. He rammed his truck into Fossler's truck, forcing them off the road and into the ditch, near the intersection of Highway 286 East and Highway 13 North. Aaron jumped out of his vehicle and he saw his daughter trying to exit the other truck, but she was pulled back inside, and then Michael Fossler got out of his truck, and he lunged at Aaron, screaming, "F you." And Aaron opened fire. He emptied the clip of his pistol into Michael Fossler, then jumped on top of him, pistol whipped him, and then got his daughter out of that truck. Once she was safely back inside her father's vehicle, Aaron immediately called 911 a second time and reported that his daughter was safe and her abductor was laying dead on the side of the road. Now, I feel like it's important to fully understand the backstory here. Beginning in the spring of 2024, when the Spencer's daughter was only 13 years old, a very quiet, shy, and homeschooled girl, who also at the time spent a lot of her days helping to care for her dying grandfather. She was in a vulnerable place in an already vulnerable age in life, and she began spending more time away from home at the home of family friends that the Spencers trusted like family. But unknown to her parents, their young daughter was being manipulated and groomed and then repeatedly violated by the boyfriend of this trusted friend, Michael Fossler. In the summer of 2024, this girl confided to a family member that she had been raped, and that family member told her parents. And then she also confessed what had been happening to her multiple times by this 67-year-old predator. Fossler was arrested after that. He was charged with 2 counts of internet stalking of a child, 2 counts of fourth-degree sexual assault, 2 counts of sexual indecency with a child, possession of child pornography, and 35 counts of pandering or possessing medium depicting sexual conduct with a child. That is 42 charges of crimes against a child. Fossler was scheduled to go to trial that December, where the Spencer daughter was going to stand as the only witness to testify against him. So a no contact order was given, and the police assured these parents that they were taking this very seriously. Yet it didn't take long for Michael Fossler to be released on a very low bond. In that October, on the night of this terrible incident, the Spencer family still had that no contact order against him, which clearly stopped absolutely nothing. And Aaron Spencer, a dedicated husband, a dedicated father, and a decorated war veteran, did what he had to do to protect his child and to protect himself. And in light of that looming trial, where Michael Fossler faced multiple felonies, after he again lured this girl outside and took her from the safety of her home in the middle of the night and then assaulted her again, she was later that same morning taken to Arkansas Children's Hospital, where this essay was confirmed. I have little to no doubt that Michael Fossler had absolutely no intentions of returning that girl home alive. But there has been some interesting information that's come out about Michael Fossler. It seems that before moving to Arkansas, he was former law enforcement in Indiana, a Stark County Sheriff's deputy for years, and the former police chief of the town of Hamlet. Later, he was a school resource officer. And since this case hit the news and gained widespread attention, multiple other women have come forward to this family about their experiences with this man, who apparently had been preying on young women and girls since the time he was in high school. And somehow, he always got away with it. There's also been allegations that he has gone to some violent lengths to keep it that way. Aaron Spencer very likely saved his daughter's life that night, but that is not the way he has been treated. When police arrived on scene, Aaron was arrested for first-degree murder, though he ended up getting charged with second-degree murder with an enhancement of using a firearm, which is a charge that could result in a life sentence. And as if that is not outrageous enough, the court documents reveal something startling, scary, and very, very telling. When Aaron Spencer was arrested around 3 a.m., he was placed in the back of a police car, and then the Lonoke County Sheriff John Staley, arrived on the scene. He pulled Aaron out of the car and gave him a little talk. Told him, "Don't worry, buddy, you'll be home soon." Gave him a pat on the back and put him back in this cop car. But this time, there was a glass pipe sitting in that back seat with him. They were very clearly setting this man up. Luckily, Aaron reacted exactly the way he should have. He immediately threw a fit and demanded to be drug tested because he is not a drug user, and he was able to prove it. And fingerprints were later found on that glass that did not match Aaron Spencer. So not only did he not fall into that trap, his attorney also filed a motion to block mention of this from the trial to ensure that the prosecution could not use it, to even suggest a false depiction of Aaron as some type of drug user. And it also gave us this lovely paper trail, exposes the corruption inside this sheriff's department. And it turns out that not only is Michael Fossler former law enforcement in Indiana, he also had connections to people in power in Arkansas, like to the family of Sheriff Staley. Imagine that. And this particular sheriff, by the way, has also been accused of using his power to protect predators. And that's not the only accusation against him either. In fact, in September 2019, the sheriff and the jail administrators were sued by a former inmate alleging that he was denied medical care for his serious medical needs while he was incarcerated, for retaliation for their grievances against him. And in June 2022, a civil lawsuit was filed by the family of Hunter Britton. Do y'all remember this story? Horrible. This unarmed 17-year-old boy was shot and killed by a Lonoke County deputy during a routine traffic stop in 2021. And the family brought that lawsuit not only against the deputy, who, by the way, was charged with negligent homicide, but sentenced to only 1 year in prison. 1 year for this boy's life. But they also sued Sheriff Staley. And in August 2024, another lawsuit was filed against the sheriff and jail staff members, alleging of known SA against female inmates. The complaint describes the jail as a place where women are seen, selected, and sampled for the ultimate pleasure of the kings. If you're a woman, stay out of Lonoke County. But either way, this is a very obvious trend, and it shows something rotten inside this department. And this time, this corruption is pointed at a father who was forced to protect his daughter with deadly force from a known predator with friends in power. This shit makes me livid, y'all. Aaron Spencer goes to trial on September 22nd of this year, with a pretrial hearing on August 8th. And we really need as many eyes as possible on this case, watching closely to make sure that a heroic father does not get taken down by corrupt officials for protecting his own child when nobody else did. Please help share this. Please support Aaron Spencer. There's a Facebook page y'all can go like, the We Support Aaron Spencer page. And if you are financially able and you want to donate to this family, because you know they are spending a fortune on this defense, I am going to put the link to their fundraiser in the Linktree thing. And I will try to give updates as the trial approaches.
So awful. Absolutely awful story. First of all, congratulations, Kens. We have hit 1,000 subscribers during that horrendous story. You guys did it. So happy for her. And then we just need to keep watching her videos so she hits the 4,000 watch hours. But Aaron Spencer, what an incredible, awful story. And the connection is the corrupt police department. Sick MFers. I'm not saying all cops. I love the police. I actually am very grateful for the police. Most police are good, but you've always got some bad seeds. You've always got some bad seeds. And it sounds like they're in this county. So I will be watching this. Melanie Little covered this yesterday for a few hours. She went through a lot of the documents. So you can go on her story, on her videos, and watch it. I DM'd her because I want her to come on my show and talk to me about it. But September 22nd is when they go back on trial. This man needs to be acquitted for saving his own daughter's life. Are you joking? Name a situation where you wouldn't do the same. I would do anything for my own kids. Anything. That's the story that we're going to keep on watching, yeah? All right, just to end the day in a good note, because we can't end it like that. Brody Jenner had the cutest, sweetest wedding ever with his adorable wife, Tia. What's her last name? Blanco? Tia Blanco? What's her last name? No, I don't know. What's her? Tia Blanco. Okay, they are so damn cute. I follow them like obsessed. Like sometimes I just spend hours going through their feed. This is before their wedding. I don't think you understand my obsession with them. She is, I mean, I think he's hot, but I'm obsessed with her. I am obsessed with his wife. I don't think you guys understand. Not only is she beyond gorgeous, I mean, look at these wedding photos. Look at their baby. Look at their little baby. Oh my gosh. And their dog. So they had the most gorgeous wedding. He's so handsome. They are so beautiful together. But also, I'm so obsessed with her. She's a surfer. Like, could you be any cooler? She's literally a surfer. I just want to show you guys some videos of her surfing. I don't think you understand. Like, this is his wife. Can you imagine that being like, yeah, that's my mom. My mom surfs like that. Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner wore white. I can't with that. With Jesus sandals. I know. Oh my God, that's too much. It's just, this is the cutest. And Brody wrote my angels. And she wrote my little angel and I getting ready to marry daddy. Okay. You guys, I love you. We did good today. We got Ken's to 1,000 followers. I feel good about that. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And I love you. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for supporting Daily Dose of Donna. I hope I got to all of the super chats. I think I didn't hit this one, Amy. This should be all over the news about Gavin Newsom. The lack of work or government accountability should be a focus on true journalism. I agree with you. That one I didn't get to earlier. You know how I feel about that. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see how unproductive/productive I am this week. And I love you guys. I appreciate all your support on Daily Dose of Donna as always. Bye.